Cincinnati, not San Francisco.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. Let me adjust that. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You hear that noise in the background?
I don't hear anything right now.
Good. That's just Solomon's power wheel, which I'm incredibly jealous of. One of those real bad. All right, here we go. It's Maddie and Patty on the East Coast. Welcome to the Cleveland Sports Hour. We are two self-aware but unapologetic homers who spend far too much time watching, reading, and thinking about the Cavs and the Tribe, but we try not to think about the Browns too much. So if you'd like the informed, intelligent Cleveland fans' perspective on all things, you have come to the right place. In New York, this is world champion Pat McMenamin, and from the city of champions, Cleveland, Ohio, I am joined by fellow world champion Matt Youngner. Say hello, champion.
Hey, champion. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. You know, we had a tough loss yesterday on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Hence the Christmas music to start the show. Did you recognize it?
From the best Christmas movie of all time? Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. I watched that Christmas Eve. Beautiful. That beautiful moment when Hans Gruber falls to his death. Yeah, a tough loss against the Warriors. I mean, we were missing IT. They were missing Steph. So it wasn't like a pure face-off.
We were missing Shumpert. They were missing Zaza.
That's right. Two very key players.
All sorts of complications.
But I don't know. I walked away from it feeling like, they stole on some really chancy bullshit calls that would have given us 4 points and would have probably kept this down to a last-second shot. I got to feel fairly good about that. I mean, there's a lot of things not to be happy about. We can dive into that. But that was my initial takeaway. Yours?
Well, yeah. I mean, I wasn't wild about the calls at the end, although I don't know. I'm not living in a world in which I count on calls.
No, you can't.
Coming our way. We played pretty. It was a pretty bad game, honestly, on both sides. It was super sloppy. I don't know if you saw that after, maybe in the middle of the game. No, not in the middle of the game. Right towards the end, I think Windhorst tweeted out something like, you know, they say the regular season doesn't count, but this is playoff intensity from these two teams right now. And David Griffin came back at him and was like, I don't know. This game is 92-88 and it's almost done. There's been tons of turnovers, a lot of technicals. This feels like December slog to me.
Yeah.
And I think I feel more like it was just a pretty ugly, not great game. So hard to, like, I felt like LeBron was off the whole game. He's sort of struggling a little bit with the scrubs that they had guarding him, which is a little worrying maybe, but also made me feel like he just had an off night, and that happens. Well, it's still pretty incredible.
They had the Napa Valley wine tour, I think.
No, I think that's coming after. I think that actually comes. I think that comes after they're done. They play Sacramento tomorrow night.
Oh no, that's right. And so that's why you can expect a loss in Utah, because the Utah game is the first game after their wine tour.
Yes.
So they're going to be in altitude, coming off
hungover. It's a good combination,
bro. Just pencil that L into the calendar. Yeah, I feel like you have a couple things you can trade off with. Like, we lost when we were shooting outstanding from three, and the Warriors were not shooting well from three, so we lost that game. We had easily Kevin Love's best game against the Warriors. Career.
Easily.
We missed a lot of bunnies.
So many. Oh.
But they also really blocked the shit out of a lot of our bunnies in the paint. They really bothered us at the rim of the paint. Is that going to be a concern going forward? LeBron had an off game, but is that also because of the way they took away his driving kicks? Like, he seemed to be a little bit out of sorts. Like, they had a strategy against him. And does all this change anyways when, we have IT out there who can't guard the way we currently guard?
Yep.
So those are a lot of big questions. And a lot of people are saying, the only reason that Kevin Love had a great game is partially because he didn't have to run through a million picking screens for Steph Curry, which is
maybe
not a terrible point. But anyway, it is just a midseason game. Let's get into it. We'll start with the Cavs Warriors today, and then we're going to dive into the Indians off season for a bit. And so then, if we have to, we'll talk about the Browns. 2 minutes max. But most of it's going to be about the Cavs Warriors game, what it means, and what you can take away from this to apply towards the future games, in particular because I think, as we know, at least with the Cavs, they never really employ a playoff strategy against a team they're going to play in the playoffs.
Yes.
Last year when they played the Celtics, I think they started to employ it a little bit on Isaiah Thomas. And I forget why they did that, but it was unusual. It was the first time they really started to show a playoff look in the regular season. But still, I think there's some stuff you can take away from this. First and
I think they did it once just to teach the Celtics a lesson before the playoffs, didn't they? When they just blew them out.
I think that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Shut
I like teaching lessons. That's fun.
Bunch of tryhards.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Did you see that? This will get into where you're going, Patty, I think. But somebody, I think Baron Davis tweeted out something about it was about Calderon. It was like Calderon trying to get that telltale to work too hard or something like that. I just loved. I've never heard Durant called a telltale.
The telltale. Wait, what is a telltale? Is that like
it's a tattletale?
Telltale snitch? Okay, yeah, okay. It's like telltale.
I don't know why he has that reputation. I loved it though.
That's amazing.
Baron Davis coming in for this.
Oh, what a buster! So yeah, let's talk about it. I think he was getting to the top of your kill list last we talked.
He was there with a bullet, Patty, the last time we talked.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, I think we had some conversations about it because part of it's just like, I don't know. He's also just such a pussy. It's hard to take him seriously. Like he comes across as trying way too hard. It's embarrassing to watch. I'm more embarrassed for him than anything else. Like it's hard to get that. That's why I'm like, was he number one on my list last time we talked?
Oh yeah.
Huh. I mean, because he is now.
Yeah, he's the worst. I mean, a game without Curry, Draymond was plenty obnoxious and literally can't keep his mouth shut. I don't mean he can't stop talking. I mean, he can't close his mouth for whatever reason.
Goddamn mouth breather.
So he's number 2. Kerr, I think, maybe is number 3 for me now.
Yeah, he's getting there.
And then I don't know. David West.
Steph's been out of the game for a while, but yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back fast.
Did Klay Thompson play yesterday? I can't remember.
It's hard to remember. He got abused on defense whenever, like when LeBron got him on whenever he lined up against LeBron went straight to the basket and abused him a bunch of times, but had one late turnover. This was less an egregious call. Like it was a no call. Like I could see it being a no call, but he definitely bumped LeBron out of bounds, like on the baseline.
Oh, on that one, yeah, we're not getting that call.
That I think that was a foul, but it's also that's an acceptable no call. Unlike some other calls later in the game.
Yeah, no, Klay felt pretty quiet to me, and unless he was shooting an open 3.
Yeah, and he got that back-breaking rebound 3 towards in the final 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
So there was a bunch of that. It was very much like the Rockets game earlier this year.
Yeah, just couldn't get a rebound.
Stops, no rebounds.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to take us off.
No,
if you have more kill list stuff, although that can just be incorporated probably. I don't know if we can have TT playing in this game anymore.
Did he play? I barely saw him.
TT played 12 minutes, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, he could only really play against like traditional centers. And even then, it's not like a great matchup for him. And
no, yeah, I would much rather have seen those minutes go to Channing Frye. I'm pretty sure.
Drayton didn't play Channing Frye more.
His spot in the rotation has been taken by Tristan.
Yeah,
and
that's a problem.
I mean, I think we said this last time. We sort of got to pick and choose our matchups there and be prepared to sit one of those guys. And I felt like they picked the wrong guy in this game. I would have much rather had Channing in there pulling somebody out away from the paint on offense and delivering. I don't know. It felt maybe part of that is Curry's not there, and we didn't need TT to switch on to Curry and pick and rolls and have that ability, which Frye certainly can't do. But
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like this was the game to play Frye, particularly because of Curry pick and roll to help Kevin Love with.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It's a problem.
I would have liked to see that and would like to think about it moving forward. How many times did TT have – this didn't even go into our – well, I guess I think block shots count as missed shots, but he didn't do anything around the rim.
Nothing.
He got the ball down there several times, and it's just he and Crowder, I feel like, have to be immediate pass outs when they have the ball around the rim, because otherwise they're going to get stripped.
Yep, blocked
on their slow gather or blocked at the top with no trouble.
Yeah, that happened a bunch of times tonight. Well, speaking of Crowder, he played pretty well on defense in particular. I think you saw moments of like how nice it is to have another wing player that can defend.
I
mean, he didn't have a great game, but I mean, I thought he bothered KD a lot, even though KD still had a good game. What did you think about Crowder?
KD, do you know off the top of your head what KD ended up shooting?
No idea. Google. Do you? I mean, I know he had 20-something points. He had like 7 blocks or something crazy like that. That was where he really affected the game, in addition to his shooting. But
he was 8 of 19 from the field, 3 of 9 from the line.
3 of 9 from the line?
3 of 9 from 3. Excuse me. 6 of 7 from the line. 7 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, 5 blocks, 4 turnovers.
Yeah, I thought
4 for the game.
That's pretty. I mean, you're happy with that from Crowder.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good, and you could tell he made him work. Even if he was going to have a great night shooting over him, like he was going to make him work. It's one of those guys like they say like LeBron stoppers. There's no fucking LeBron stopper. There's a guy who makes LeBron work.
No, this is true.
And not to scoff at that, like you scoff at the LeBron stoppers stuff, but like no, seriously, there are guys that make LeBron work, and that's a problem. Like that's all you got to do. LeBron can still light you up and have an amazing game efficiently, as if there wasn't somebody there, but it takes a lot out of him, and he can't affect the game in other ways when he's working that hard to get his buckets, and that's what we need to do. KD, make him work hard.
And to be fair, Crowder was also 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3.
Yeah, he had
15 points, 6 boards. So as frustrated as I got with him, that's a pretty good game. I'm pretty sure we shot 25% from 2.
Oh yeah, no. I saw a stat from Mike Zavagno. This is the worst any team in the entire NBA has shot in the paint all year, entire year.
That's unreal.
So, and again, part of that is us missing bunnies, but man, between KD and Draymond, but also that rookie that I can't believe the entire NBA let them get.
Bell.
Yeah, he was effective down in terms of just redirecting shots and making it difficult to score down there. Kind of missed
Zaza
a little bit there.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him playing.
That would have been nice because Kerr probably would have played him a lot.
Yeah, Kevin Love was 3 of 14 from 2-point range, I believe.
Brutal. In that room, buddy.
That's rough.
Saul was looking for his brother. I had to go redirect him.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's hard for me to take two, but with Curry and IT missing, who knows? I know how that affects the Warriors more or less. We have no idea how IT affects us or if he's even playable really in a series against them, or how he's playable, but how playable he is.
We get to find out. I think on the 16th we play him again, right?
That sounds right to me. Yeah.
So Curry should be back.
Or is it the 16th, or is it actually Martin Luther King Day proper?
Oh, I'm not sure. 16th popped in my head.
15th.
Is it the 16th, you said?
I'm pulling it up, Patty. Hold on.
Out.
Patience.
Ugh.
I know. Your top quality. Oh, sorry. My thing's loading slow. It is the 15th. It's Martin Luther King Day. It's the hammer game on Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, nice. Because we got another marquee matchup.
Yeah.
Solly, high five, Solly. Oh, good job. You go find your potty?
Okay.
Your potty?
Huh?
No, it's not hot anymore. It was hot, but now it's cold.
Cool.
But it's for this. No, go in the kitchen. Go with Aaron. I'm gonna pause for children. Oh, you did a jump. Thanks, Aaron. So I'll play with you play the Beyblades? Aaron, if he comes back in, it's okay. I'll just work around it. All right, where should we love? So the 15th. All right.
15. I will just say, for the record, they're coming off a nice long road trip ahead of that.
The Warriors are, or the Cavs?
The Cavs. The Cavs have Sacramento on Wednesday and then Utah on Saturday, I believe. And then they come back home for Portland on the 2nd, go to Boston on the 3rd, and then they've got an Orlando, Minnesota, Toronto, Indiana stretch.
Ooh.
That ends on a Friday. They get the weekend off, and then Golden State on Monday. So I'm not.
You get the weekend off at least, because that's a rough stretch.
Yeah, that's tough.
And that includes that Catalina wine mixer.
Oh yes,
that they're doing mid trip before Utah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we got Warriors mid January, excuse me, and hopefully mid June. And then so we're gonna see IT. And that's the big question to me is, and Curry should be back by then too. I don't know how he's going to be able to stay on the floor.
It's a great question, isn't it?
Because again, I have no idea. This is my. I mean, I'm really excited to see that game, to see how it plays. I mean, as people pointed out, he played with the Celtics against the Warriors in games in the regular season that they've won.
Yeah.
So it's certainly possible.
He's had success, arguably.
Yeah. And problem is that we just got to find a way to run, switch him. I mean, we can't switch with him. We got to keep him on Curry. There's nobody else he can guard. So that'll be tricky. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. But the bigger problem is that once Curry gets in there, do we then have a role for TT because we need him to help switching on the perimeter?
And is that worth what we're giving up with him out there?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea how they're going to handle this. It's it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I just hope they have the courage to just sit down some of our best players for the right matchups.
Yep. They've had that. They've had it in the past.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, we need Kevin Love, even though he's not the best defender. One, he's gotten a lot better, especially at that showing on the pick and roll.
Yes.
I think he can. I think he's gotten better at doing the Curry stuff.
I agree.
Certainly, he was able to shut him down, and when the moment mattered the most a couple of years ago, as you might recall.
I had vaguely. I remember that.
Vaguely remember that. Yeah. Maybe it was just.
No, I feel confident with him out there. I feel confident with him playing center out there. That still feels right to me.
Yeah.
Some version of our starting lineup feels right to me. And then we're gonna have to see. I just have no idea how IT is gonna play with this team.
Nor do I. Then again, I mean, because that's the thing. Down the stretch, we had Wade playing point guard. Now,
yes.
Wade can't shoot. He can sometimes hit them when he's feeling it. He hit one tonight, although he had a terrible turnaround jumper from the corner that was terrible.
Yeah.
And a really bad possession.
I didn't love Wade's game tonight, although he does smart stuff. Oh, he had a great steal on KD, I think, right before Crowder hit that. Why does Crowder step on the line so much? Have you noticed that? He's got to lead the league in
it's his stance.
Pointers with a foot on the line.
It's his stance. He has a forward foot that helps him get his balance. If you watch him shoot, he always has 1 foot forward, which is frustrating because then that makes it more likely that you're either going to be a foot on the line or you have to stand even further back to make the shot more difficult. But it's how he. I mean, you watch him when he has a chance to have a set shot like that's what he does. He puts that left foot forward. I think.
Well, it's infuriating.
It is infuriating because he hit a bunch. He had like 2, I think, with his foot in the line. Right? At least 2.
I thought 1 yesterday, but he had there was a game where he had 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I
remember Dallas earlier this year. Maybe I can't remember, but it happens a lot with him.
Another guy. I'm starting to get worried about JR, Jump Shot Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing a lot of other stuff that I appreciate and feels like he's got, there's an article about this the other day.
Yeah.
About the value he's providing outside of shooting and how his career's changed like that. But
he's not bringing the shooting and he hasn't.
No, I still want that shooting. I'm going to need that shooting.
You need that shooting. But he's not hitting the set shots the way he used to.
No, definitely not.
I'm very concerned about his ability to stay on the roster right now.
Stay on the roster?
Well, roster, like on the court is what I mean more. I mean,
I don't know. I still think he's bringing enough with defense and hustle and rebounds that he's worthwhile out there. But I take your point. There's reason to be concerned.
The defense is not that good. Do you know what I mean? The defense is good, but it's good with the shooting. It's subpar without the shooting. You know.
I don't think he's subpar without the shooting. That's
what I mean is it's a net minus. If he's not going to hit shots, I don't know that defense is worth it. Does that make sense?
I mean, I know what you're saying. Yes, I'm still not sure if I agree.
I'm worried. So I'm officially worried right now as I'm wearing my JR for President T-shirt.
He's always been streaky, Pat.
I know. Oh, so yeah, back to Wade. I mean, so Wade playing point guard down the stretch has worked for us while we've had Calderon starting, right? And I like it because he makes clutch plays. He's typically, with TT's on the bench, the only guy that can't shoot threes. That's not a bad lineup. It's a pretty tall lineup too. Even though we don't have a traditional center, we have Kevin Love. But that's a team that can still rebound, at least out of position. Does that change when we get IT back? I think there's going to be a lot of games that IT's sitting in the fourth quarter, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's crazy on one level. On another level, it makes sense, right?
Yep.
I think that's exactly the kind of thing we got to be okay with.
Because the only time, because I don't think you can really play TT with Wade, although they've done that a couple of times. I don't think that works. You need to surround Wade with guys that can shoot.
Yep, I agree with you.
And so, you could see TT playing minutes with IT because you need the defense to help cover up for IT's deficiencies there. And then, therefore, there's only one guy that doesn't have gravity on the floor and can help rebound.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I don't know how this all works against the Warriors, but the other
we won't really find out until June.
No, we really won't.
If we do.
Exciting to see the Celtics keep losing, though. That's fun.
Oh, that made me happy. They're privately bemoaning the difficult schedule they've had early in the year. They're playing a lot of. I guess they're taking a trip to London soon, so they crammed a bunch of games in ahead of time. But whatever. I love their excuses.
Tough schedule.
Yeah.
Your big winning streak. You had one big win there, obviously against the Warriors. But I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm not worried about them, Patty. I'm still not worried about the Raptors, despite them both having better records.
You mean the first place in the Eastern Conference Raptors?
That's the one.
I was shocked. I didn't realize they were playing well.
Oh yeah, they have the best point differential in the East.
That's wild.
Yeah,
we haven't played them yet, have we? We have we? That'll be fun.
I don't think we have.
Well, that will be a fun game. I'm not worried about them at all anymore. I was worried more early in the season, but now that the Cavs have started to play like this, I'm less worried. I'm excited to see IT play against like IT can play against the Celtics. That he can do, and I am excited to watch that. That's coming soon too. Will he be back before the Celtics game?
That's what everybody thinks.
I think so.
That's the one they're getting them ready for.
Right. All right. Shall we move on to the Tribe?
Yeah, let's
move on. So, big news, right? The big signing, Yonder Alonso, first baseman. I had to admit to you, but this is because my knowledge of baseball does not extend very far beyond the Indians. I had never heard of him, but he was an all-star last year, right?
He was an all-star. I mean, sort of one of these de facto all-stars, but yes, an all-star nevertheless.
That is a backhanded compliment.
Somebody had to represent the Oakland Athletics, and the fickle finger of fate picked Yonder Alonso last year, I believe. Pretty sure that's how it worked.
That should be, yeah. If I ever get to pick me an all-star that way, I'd want that to be like somebody had to be an all-star from the Oakland.
Right?
It's my little epitaph subtitle.
What do you
think?
I'm all right. The Carlos, God bless him. I'm happy for him.
$20 million a year for Carlos for 3 years. Would you pay that?
A little too much for me.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're the Yankees, sure, but we're not. We throw money around or have former greats take over other teams and then have
trade us players for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah. Jesus,
we do not have those luxuries, Patty.
Shit.
So He's not as good as Santana. He's an extreme platoon player, which means we'd be helpful for us for somebody to play on the other side of the platoon with him. If that's an internal candidate or somebody else, sort of unclear right now.
Definitely that'll be Yandy Diaz, no?
Could be for sure.
I want to see Yandy playing a lot next year.
I think we got it. I think you're going to, because it certainly sounds like that's it for the big free agent money that we're spending this year. That they sort of made that clear.
Who else do we lose?
I think it's just Shaw, Smith, and Carlos. I don't think there's anybody else on the chopping block. Is there? Callister might still be. I can't remember. We offered him. Can't remember if we went to arbitration with him or not. But I think that's.
I thought not much we lost Al Crockett and Sean Armstrong. Was that possible?
Yeah, Crockett for sure got claimed. Rule 5, but I don't know. I don't consider that such a big deal. I mean, we're losing Bruce. We're going to lose Austin Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
We sort of knew that.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not so. Alonso, we'll see. It's pretty minimal risk. 2 years at 8 per. There's if he's playing out of his mind at the beginning of the year, I'm sure we'd think about dealing him. It's tough with him. He had the criticism so last year he had 20-something home runs, 28 home runs, which is way high in his career. And they thought that, like everybody, he's changing his swing and putting more uppercut in his swing. The criticism I've heard is that his home runs were really a binge he went on for had a hot month and got most of his home runs in then.
Right.
The Tribe seems to think that his exit velocity, there's all this stuff now. Velocity on balls he hit was up and up consistently through the end of the year. So they think that that's sustainable. And if they keep putting him in the right positions, he'll be all right. We'll see. $8 million a year is not nothing for a platoon guy.
Right.
So I think it's okay. I don't know that it's great or it's going to make anything. We'll see. The Tribe has generally been pretty good about finding and rehabbing players in situations like this. He's not quite a rehab, but they've done an excellent job unearthing guys. If that's Austin Jackson last year or Rajai Davis the year before.
And I guess that's the concern with the Tribe, at least that I have, is that I have so much faith in the front office because they've had so much success in finding these diamonds in the rough. That we fall into the danger of that becoming our strategy. We'll just find diamonds in the rough. It's you take gambles on top of but at the end of the day, the Tribe still, if we do nothing else, has a great team. So this can still be a strategy that pays off if we try to find enough of those diamonds in the rough. And to me, the biggest offseason potential addition is Bradley's ever back from injury.
Yep.
And a full year, not his rookie year anymore. Yandy Diaz playing for the beginning of the year and sticking with us the whole season.
Yeah.
And potentially at some point this year, bringing up Meja.
Yep.
Do we have a consensus on how you pronounce Meja?
Yeah, I think it's
if you know this.
I think it's Mejia.
Mejia, so it is a soft J.
I believe so. Like yogging.
Like yogging, yes. But yeah, those are the potential additions. And I don't know, Brantley again, maybe if he's back, who knows what we get out of him? He's another wild card.
Yep.
Those are the big question marks. But we have enough of those that if half of them come through, then we're in good shape, right?
Right. Yeah, and you have to remember we have arguably the best starting pitching in baseball. That's coming back intact.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on if we deal from that strength, which I guess is a possibility out there. We have one of the stronger infields up the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fairly strong catching, a good back of the bullpen. We'll see what they can scrape together for the rest of the pieces, but I trust them to do that. And they got a bunch of live arms in the minors that should make that doable for us.
Yeah. And this is the last year, though, we have of Cody Allen and Andrew Miller under control, right?
Yeah.
So that's a scary.
I believe that's right. And that is a little scary, but again, I think you can put bullpens together.
That's true.
You can do it cheap, and that's arguably the best way to do it.
I do wonder. I do think there's probably no chance we're re-signing Andrew Miller, right?
It would seem impossible. Somebody's going to dump some money at him that we don't have.
What?
The rumor that was floating around that was interesting. I don't even know if this goes to the level of rumor, but if the Orioles are going to trade Machado,
right?
There is a writer for ESPN, David Schoenfeld, who's like, yeah, the Indians need to get on that. And they should just do it and give up whatever they had. It's like their top pitching prospect, Tristan McKenzie. And he's like, whatever else you got to throw in there. Danny Salazar, McKenzie, something else. Just do it. It would essentially be for a rental for him for 1 year, but he's like, that would make them so nasty with him slotting in at third, and it wouldn't cost, especially if they ended up trading Kipnis as part of it, it wouldn't cost them that much more money. So I guess something to keep an eye on. I haven't seen that anywhere else other than this guy saying that would be awesome, and I'd start watching every Indians game for the rest of the year if they did that.
That would be pretty amazing. But I don't know.
A reasonable counter to the Stanton trade for the Yankees and whatever else folks end up doing.
So we can get 1/2 season of him before he goes to the Yankees.
Yeah, that's correct.
I don't know. I mean, again, I go back to what is the cardinal, I think, rule of winning in baseball in our markets, which is just keep going to the playoffs year after year. Mm-hmm. And we have a team that can go to the playoffs. We're built to go to the playoffs not just next year, but for the next 3 years. And
yeah, with the qualification, Patty, as you just said, if we're losing potentially Miller and Allen this year, is this a year to push your chips not all the way in, but push half your chips in?
It would be really
let's really go for it.
On our team, that would be pretty nice.
He's filthy.
Yeah, and it would give you something to do with Kipnis.
Yep,
value for Kipnis. If you could package him in that deal.
So I don't know how real that is, but something to keep an eye on, I suppose.
Well, speaking of players like that, I mean, do you think there's a risk that we're not going to sign Frank? I mean, what is the risk that we're not going to sign Frankie Lindor long term? I think it's pretty high, right?
Exceedingly high.
Like, do you think it's a chance that we? I mean,
there's a chance for sure something could happen, but more likely than not, I don't think we lock him up and he hits free agency at some point.
I mean, how many more years do we have him under control?
4.
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
I want to say something like that. At least 3. I think 4 though.
Yeah, I was hoping we would get him last year, and then when he turned that down,
Yeah, I think at that point, once you turn down $100 million, then I think you're going to free agency.
Yeah, there's no way we can.
And I get it.
I get it too. It sucks though.
Something bad would have to happen for that not to go through that way. Like you'd have to get hurt and get scared that he wasn't going to make that money and discounted with us. But let's not think about that, maybe, Patty.
Yeah, I'm getting sick to my stomach thinking of Frankie Lindor on a bunch of teams that I'm going to hate.
That's unpleasant.
Yes, very unpleasant. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to see about I think the Tribe's success seems like it's always going to come through the guys that we pull up through the minors. So Yandy, Zimmer, and Mejia is, I think, the big thing to watch for next year. Like those guys need to come through. At least 2 of them do.
Agreed. Some stuff in our bullpen too, I think, can come from there.
Right, Zimmer doesn't need to be amazing at the plate because he has so many tools as a defensive player and a base runner that he's still going to be a plus for us. I feel like even if he, doesn't fix the hole in the swing that was sort of developing before his injury late last year.
Yep.
But boy, we really need him to also be an incredible masher. Like he needs to be one of our best players.
Yep.
Like, to hit that Ramirez and Frankie Lindor level.
I mean, that'd be incredible. And not impossible.
Not impossible, but again, that's the thing I'm watching for. He's not really fully here yet.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, is that enough Tribe? Do we spend 2 minutes? That other team that plays.
I was with my cousin yesterday, and he brought up this is a garbled stat that I'm going to give you, but maybe you've seen it, Patty, and can fill in my blanks. It is something like
Matt. Was it fact that there have been 3 Star Wars movies and one in the last few years?
It was not, although I love that one. The one I heard, it's some. I'm going to get this wrong, but you'll get the gist of it, and it's telling no matter what. But so we have our yards per carry on the ground for both our offense and defense are pretty good this year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've seen that.
We've done a good job running the ball when we've run it. We've done a good job stopping the run when the other team has run the ball. Of the last X number of teams to do that, I think 6 of them, like let's say of the last 10 teams to do that, 6 of them made the playoffs and 3 of them went to the Super Bowl. Like, it's a pretty good indicator that you got a good team. We haven't won a game.
It's wild.
Last time, Patty, we are remarkable at being this bad. It is truly incredible.
Ways that I mean, I wasn't watching the game, but I was following on Twitter a little bit, and as we're trying to make our comeback against the Bears this weekend, the players making slicing towards the goal line, and of course pops the ball out, fumbles it in the end. So, how many end zone fumbles and turnovers have there been?
Joe Posnanski wrote about that in such a funny way. He was like, the guy got the ball, he fell down, got back up, was starting to head to the end zone, and I just said fumble. And he took a couple more steps, and I said fumble. And he took a couple more and said fumble, and then he fumbled the ball, of course, because I know what's happening now. My mind has become one with the terribleness that is the Cleveland Browns. I didn't watch that play happen either. I watched like 20 minutes of the game, maybe in the second half. They stink, Patty.
So you did something fulfilling with your life instead of watching the Browns?
That's correct.
Good. That's very healthy of you.
Oh yeah, that's been the whole year for me, more or less.
This is sort of how I feel about the Browns. Like this is why I said my crazy theory was let them all come back, give them a third year. I still feel like they're with all the salary cap space they have, they could be actually okay next year. I don't care if they win or not, but
you can't bring Hugh Jackson back, can you?
No, you can't. No, I of course not. But I don't care.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I really don't care. But I think it's fine. I think it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you saw already that the Josh Rosen says he will stay. He'll go back to college if he gets any win that the Browns want to draft him.
Oh yeah, it's definitely in that territory. How could it not be? This is your life, young man. I get that.
If you get drafted by the Browns, your career is over.
Yeah,
before it even begins. I sort of feel like this is like the turning point, like where we have a bunch of draft picks next year. We've got a lot of salary cap space. Like they really can turn the corner to be halfway decent next year. But I'm sure they'll find a way to blow it.
Oh, they're going to blow it.
Of course they will. It's the Browns.
No doubt. I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
You can set your watch to it.
That's right.
Yeah, the Perfect Season Parade. Can we come back to Cleveland for the Perfect Season Parade? I don't. I've traveled to Cleveland a lot this past holiday season. I'm not sure I can go back again.
No, I'm definitely not going to. I can tell you, if I had total control over my schedule and unlimited resources to buy flights, which are very expensive now from San Francisco, I might sing a different tune. But no, I'm happy to know it's going to happen.
Me too. We're going to have to
get
our friends in Cleveland to go to the actual parade and live stream it somehow so that we can all part.
We need some firsthand reporting on that. I think we'll get it.
Perfect Season. I hope the Perfect Season Parade ends at the lakeside and Hugh Jackson actually jumps in the lake. That'd be great.
He owes it.
He really should do it, by the way.
He has to do it no matter what, I think, because he said they went 1-15. He said, if that happens again, I'll jump in the lake. So no matter what.
Oh, he said if it happens again. I thought he said if they had a win this season, they were going to.
Oh. Maybe. I'm just saying he should jump in the lake no matter what.
Yeah, he should. I think if you're gonna make jokes like that, you gotta stand by them.
Yep.
Take them overly seriously. That's what I say.
I think that's right.
All right, that was more than 2 minutes. That was more.
All right, let's get this rapid. Let's get this taste out of my mouth.
Yes. Anything else you want to say? Add before we sign off for the day?
I don't think so. I'm excited for 2018. Patty, it'll be this might be our last little go of LeBron, so let's enjoy the next
or
so. Should be a fun Indian season no matter what. Mm-hmm. Let's enjoy that.
I'm excited to get real mad again when LeBron doesn't win MVP.
Oh yeah, all sorts of fun stuff for us to get geeked up about, and I think Maddie and Patty will be there to guide us through.
Absolutely, we will
a little bit.
We are back. We're good. We were not just joking when we said we're back. We're back with a slightly new routine where we do this on the weekends. Hopefully the time zones will work in our favor.
I think so.
All right, well, that does it for the Cleveland Sports Hour. Until next time, this is Maddie and Patty saying...
Yep.
We're getting heckled by my wife here.
Oh, Becca.
Go Cavs, Maddie.
Go Cavs.